Doing well with money is less about intelligence and more about behavior. We often think finance is all about numbers and formulas, but the real world is messy and emotional. Our financial decisions are shaped by our experiences, fears, and desires, not just logic. Even the smartest people can make poor choices if they ignore their own psychology. Financial success is about self-awareness, patience, and building a plan that accounts for our human tendencies. When it comes to money, it's easy to judge others' choices. But before we do, let's remember this. No one is inherently crazy with money. We all carry a unique financial blueprint, shaped by our individual experiences. These experiences act as a lens through which we view and interact with money. From our earliest memories to significant life events, these moments mold our perceptions and behaviors. What seems rational to you, a perfectly logical financial move, might look completely irrational, even reckless to someone else, and vice versa. This difference isn't about intelligence, it's about perspective. Our core beliefs about money, the ones that often drive our spending and saving habits, come from our upbringing. The lessons we learned at the dinner table, the financial habits of our parents, all play a significant role. Beyond our families, the broader economic landscape we grew up in also leaves its mark. Were we raised during a time of prosperity or recession? This context shapes our risk tolerance and investment strategies. And it's not just the general economic climate, but also the specific events we've witnessed. Market crashes, financial crises, periods of rapid inflation that influence our financial decisions. These events can create lasting anxieties or unfounded optimism. For example, someone who lived through the Great Depression, witnessing widespread poverty and financial hardship, may always be frugal, prioritizing saving and avoiding debt at all costs. Conversely, someone who came of age during the tech booms of the late 20th century, seeing fortunes made quickly, may be more inclined to chase risky investments, believing in the potential for rapid wealth accumulation. Understanding this intricate interplay of personal history and economic context helps us be more empathetic toward others, recognizing that their financial choices are rooted in experiences different from our own. It also encourages us to be more reflective about our own financial beliefs, questioning the origins and validity of our assumptions about money. So, take a moment to ask yourself, are your money habits based on broad knowledge, sound financial principles, or are they primarily driven by your personal history, your individual experiences, and perhaps some outdated beliefs? Recognizing this inherent bias, understanding where your financial perspectives come from, allows you to make better, more informed, and less emotionally driven decisions, paving the way for a more secure and fulfilling financial future. We often find ourselves captivated by stories of self-made success, tales of individuals who seemingly pull themselves up by their bootstraps to achieve extraordinary financial heights. These narratives are inspiring, and they fuel our own ambitions. But it's crucial to remember that luck and risk play huge roles in every financial outcome. The path to wealth is rarely a straight line paved with pure skill and determination. Bill Gates was undoubtedly brilliant, a visionary who revolutionized the tech world. His intellect and drive were undeniable assets. But he also had rare access to a computer as a Tina lucky break that provided him with invaluable experience and a head start in the burgeoning field of computer science. This early exposure was a pivotal advantage, a stroke of good fortune that significantly shaped his future trajectory. On the flip side, a great business, meticulously built and expertly managed, can be unexpectedly destroyed by an unpredictable event, like a pandemic. These unforeseen circumstances can wipe out years of hard work and investment, leaving even the most resilient entrepreneurs struggling to survive. Not all success is solely attributable to skill, strategic planning, or tireless effort. And conversely, not all failure is necessarily due to mistakes or lack of competence. Sometimes, external factors beyond our control play a decisive role. Therefore, practice humility when you succeed, acknowledging the role of chance in your achievements, and extend empathy when others struggle, recognizing that circumstances can change in an instant. Build a margin of safety in your financial life. Avoid taking on too much debt, which can amplify the impact of negative events and limit your options. Diligently keep an emergency fund, a readily accessible cash reserve to cushion against unexpected expenses or income disruptions, and diversify your investments across different asset classes to mitigate risk and enhance long-term returns. Luck and risk are always at play in the financial arena, influencing outcomes in ways we cannot fully predict or control. Therefore, plan diligently for what you can't control by building resilience into your financial strategy. That's the real key to navigating uncertainty and achieving long-term financial well-being. The endless pursuit of more, that insatiable desire that seems to grip so many of us, is a powerful force in today's world. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us we need the latest gadgets, the biggest house, the most luxurious car. It's easy to get caught up in the race, always striving for something just out of reach. But this endless pursuit is a dangerous trap. It promises happiness and fulfillment, but often delivers only stress, anxiety, and a nagging sense of emptiness. The allure of more can blind us to what we already have, preventing us from appreciating the simple joys of life. Even the wealthy, those who seem to have it all, can risk everything in this relentless chase. They may accumulate vast fortunes, but find themselves constantly worried about losing it all, or about someone else having even more. They keep chasing status, believing that more possessions will bring them more respect, more admiration, and ultimately more happiness, or a higher number in their bank account, a bigger return on their investments, always striving for that next level of financial success. But where does it end? Social comparison keeps moving the goalpost, constantly raising the bar for what we consider enough. We see others with more, and suddenly what we have no longer seems sufficient. This constant comparison makes true satisfaction impossible. We are always chasing a mirage, a fleeting sense of accomplishment that quickly fades as soon as we see someone else with something better. The story of Rajat Gupta, a highly successful and respected businessman, shows how greed for more can ruin even the most accomplished individuals. It's a cautionary tale about how the relentless pursuit of wealth can lead to unethical behavior and ultimately destroy a life already filled with success and privilege. The solution is to consciously define enough for yourself. What truly matters to you? What are your values? What brings you genuine joy and fulfillment? And then make a conscious effort to stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on your own journey, your own goals, and your own definition of success. True wealth is contentment, not the accumulation of material possessions. It's about finding peace and satisfaction in what you already have and knowing when to stop taking unnecessary risks in the pursuit of more. The hardest skill, and perhaps the most rewarding, is getting the goalpost to stop moving and finding happiness in the present moment. Compounding is the magic behind real wealth. It's low at first, then explosive. Warren Buffett's fortune is mostly due to investing for decades, not just his skill. Compounding works best with time and patience, not quick wins. Most people give up too soon because early progress feels slow. Start early, invest regularly, and let time do the heavy lifting. Don't chase the highest returns, stick with good returns for the longest time possible. Think in decades, not days. Getting wealthy and staying wealthy are two different skills. Getting wealthy takes risk and optimism. Starting businesses, making bold moves. Staying wealthy takes humility and caution, protecting what you've built. Many lose fortunes by failing to switch from offense to defense. Build a margin of safety, diversify, avoid too much debt, and plan for mistakes. Survival is the most important part of wealth. Getting money is one thing, keeping it is another. Master both for long-term success. Most investment gains come from a few rare outsized events. In venture capital, one big winner pays for many losers. The same is true in the stock market. A handful of superstar companies drive most returns. It's hard to predict which will win, so own the whole market with index funds. Accept that most of your portfolio will be average or worse. That's not failure, it's how the system works. Diversification is your best bet against uncertainty. Money's greatest value isn't stuff, it's freedom. The highest form of wealth is control over your time and choices. Savings buy you options to walk away from a bad job, handle emergencies, or spend time with loved ones. Prioritize saving for freedom, not for status. Even a small emergency fund can bring peace of mind. The real goal is to live life on your own terms. Pessimism sounds smart, but optimism wins in the long run. Bad news grabs attention, but history shows steady progress despite setbacks. True optimism isn't blind, it's believing that over time, things improve. Be a rational optimist. Invest consistently, even when headlines are scary. Prepare for downturns, but don't lose faith in the future. Pessimism protects in the short term, but optimism builds wealth. The winners are those who keep believing and keep investing.